So the first thing we're going to show you is the daily chart. We don't trade on the daily chart, but we follow what is happening on the daily chart so we know what trends to look for, what's coming up, where price should move, where price should bounce, where price should react. And we can get a lot of information using our trend lines in this sort method that we use. So for example, if I were to put a trend line on this top and this top connecting this area, this high, and then I took that line and I cloned it to the lowest peak, meaning, price came to here and then went up, and I cloned it at its core points, it would give me approximately this point right here, okay? And then we would see that price, could have been reacting off of here. Another thing you can do is you can draw them end to end, and then sometimes you'll get a different angle, and then sometimes you'll get something else entirely. So we saw in the future, price was coming up, hitting that line, try to hit this line again, came back down, tried to hit it a third time, and then came back up. Now, these are small examples of what happens, to price. But if we were trading that day, we would have maybe seen, oh wow, we broke through here. If we come up, there may be some resistance in this area. There may be again resistance in that area again. So you can really come up with a lot of information by looking at the past and past events. Now, before we get into why I'm bullish, but only till 38,000, which is approximately right here, I'm going to we're going to look at the fib match. Okay, this is not something people do. This is not something a lot of people do. I recommend everyone do this. It is a part of the sword method. We use it, and I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up to. I put the charts, these candlesticks, just so you know, they are in Heikin Ashi. You can use candles and come up with other information. But for this teaching, to make things simple for everyone, you can turn on Heikin Ashi. It's just a smoother candle with better colors. You really get the same data from it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on a Fibonacci retracement or fib retracement levels. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the points of these lines. Okay. I'm going to take the points of this big run down here. Okay. This last run. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the top of that run, and it's going to look like this. Okay. I'm going to zoom in and show you how to draw it. So I'm looking core to core about where the candle stopped. So the candle went up here, and by the end of that session, it closed here. Price went up here, and by the end of the session, closed here. Price went up here, by the end of the session, on the red candle closed down here. But for the peaks, I'm using the tops. For the lows, I'm using the bottoms, where the core. I'm also going to measure from the lowest of the peaks, which are these candlesticks, which we call the wicks, because they look like wicks on a wicks of a candle. And so I'm using this line, and I'm going to be using the upper line. Okay, so watch me very closely. Okay, actually, I'm going to use the lowest point we have so far since we came down, went up, and came down again. Okay, so watch very closely. I'm going to measure actually this peak right here because this is the highest we went. Okay, and let's see if we can get some data from this. So let's see what we find. If we turn on our fib retracement, and I choose the top here to the very bottom right there. Okay, do you see how this line matches up perfectly with this? And then you just put this on here and it gives us these retracement levels. Okay, everybody knows about these fib retracement levels. Price usually bounces on one. The problem is we don't know which one it will bounce on. Here's an easy way to see how, just as in the sword method, we use the intersecting lines like gravity. We know price will almost always gravitate to where those lines intersect. We increase the odds greatly in our favor. This is how you do it with the Fibonacci. So once you do the wick to wick, now we're going to do core to core, and I'm going to show you what we do next. Put on another one, and then here we go. Move this out of the way. Core the core. What was the core? The lowest point right here. Okay. Boom. Okay. Now, what do we see? Well, we see a couple things when we measure this wave. We're looking for a match. And matches happen on two things. They match on these levels. So this one doesn't really match that one. This one matches this one pretty well. Okay, see how it matches this one? This one doesn't match that one. It's not connected. This is very disconnected, and then so forth and so on. Every now and then you'll find a match where there's a perfect match. And when you find these matches, you want to take a note and draw a trend line at those lines, because what will happen is price gravitates to those levels. So I'm going to draw a level here first. Oops, and we're going to draw it flat and just mark that on our sheet. Now we're going to do another one. We're going to do a one big with this last big major wave here. Okay? And let's see what happens. Again, we're going to move this one over to the peak. There it is, the bottom of the wick. I'm going to move this just right here so you can see, since we had another up run here, and then we'll do it again a third time. Okay, we're trying to extract all the data from these lines that we can. Okay, then we're going to go core to core. I'm going to move this, and I'm going to move it towards where the core is at, which is about right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it to the bottom of this run, which was right here for right now. Okay, so this is when I first got this data. Okay. Again, we see another match about right this level, the 61.8 level. And this every run is different, so we don't know which the match will be, but we can find those levels and then mark them on our charts. Okay, so here's another level. Now let's do it again. This time I'm going to use the final wave bottom in case this is all one run. And here I have this point here. Okay, and then core to core would be this point. This time we're getting the same match here, but now it's at this level. Okay, so let's clone that. Good. So this is how you draw those Fibonacci matches. They easily tell us in the future that if price ever comes around, we know where we're going to naturally see some resistance lines. Now, this is just kind of an easy example. I in no way believe that Bitcoin's going to come up to 48,000. I don't believe that at all, not one bit, because I understand other things about Bitcoin too. But in a normal chart, if price were to ever come up to this way, we expect that price would come up and bounce around these levels. It won't be exact to stop on there. It could actually spike, but I see this happen so many times where price will come up to these lines and spike and come back down, and then later on it will decide what it's going to do depending on what other data we may have. I would be looking at this, and if I saw price trying to come up, I would see, hey, we have this big swing right here. This is another force pushing that would push price down. So if price was coming up, we would be seeing not only the force from this trend line here, but we would also be seeing the force of this resistance, and I draw it at the core, and then I would make that a resistance line of some kind. So I would see two reasons why I would be looking to sell at those levels. And if I see those levels in advance in our chart room, and I'll put the link in the description to our chart room. You'll actually see me put several arrows here. There's usually 3 depending on how the strength of those levels. Because this is a daily chart, I would usually mark it with a size 4 trend line. So when you see my lines and I have a very thick line, there's a reason, and it's because in the past I've charted that before. There's another. We'll do one example before we get into the real meat of today and what's actually happening, but I'm using this time to take this to teach you who follow me where I'm seeing price and what it's doing. Okay, so I'm drawing core to core. If I was drawing core to core on these ones, this one's kind of an easy one. I'm I'm going to draw it here, and then I'm going to show you the other secret you're going to need for this fib match. Okay, there's one more secret you're going to need, and I'm going to give it to you. So now we're doing wick to wick, and if I was looking for the matches, I would say this doesn't match, that doesn't match, this one's pretty close, this one is the match. Again, another 61.8. You can see how this one's off, this one's off, okay? And I would be drawing the line where they match, okay? So as a support area, I would be looking to see price hit some resistance at these areas, depending on the wave. So we have a big wave that would move, and we would now immediately know which one should provide the resistance. There'll be other factors involved with what price will do, but for the most part, we would expect price to be reacting to these. Again, this is on the daily chart. We don't trade this to make money. It would just take too long. What we actually use is the 4-hour, but we keep in mind these price levels and many other price levels. Bear that in mind too, using the sword cut method, so we know exactly when to buy and when to sell, for lots of reasons. The easiest reasons we find are when we see the sword cut method, okay, which this is top secret information. You cut price and you see where it cuts. It's basically that simple. You see price trending, and if price cuts through, there's a pain. There's pain at this area. You draw that area, and it becomes resistance. You see how that works? You would instantly know that we are not looking for price to have higher prices unless price were to break this line. We would be looking all of our data to show if we had one or more confirmation reasons at these levels. Now, if you were trading just like a 15-minute chart on that day, you would be completely thrown off and not know what's really happening. But if you take a look and you stand back and you look at the bigger picture, this is how in our chat room I was making calls. I'm sorry, not in our chat room, in another chat room I was a part of. I was making calls at Bitcoin at this level, and I have pictures and screenshots to show. People were looking at this, and I was posting this, and they were saying, "Oh, we're going to the moon with Bitcoin." And I was telling people, "Exit, exit now." Okay, we were at $60,000. You hear people saying this or that, Elon Musk tweeting this or tweeting that. I'm telling you, everybody, before Elon Musk tweeted, the data shows the weakness. Don't show me the news. You can show me the chart and I'll tell you what the news is. That's what the most successful traders used to say, and it's true because the data already shows up. All we're waiting for is a catalyst. Price was here, rejecting, and we were expecting price to come down. And those are the kind of calls we make in our room. Okay, I do this all the time. Okay, this happens all the time. This is some top secret information. One day, you'll be very consistent with your trading using methods like this. Okay, so now let's get into the meat of today. That's the part of the lesson. There was one last thing I needed to teach you before we get into that trading room. When I'm doing a fib match, there's one other section you want to take away, and this is very, very important. Okay, this part of the retracement, when we are looking at Fibonacci levels, there is actually one more level that is hidden. And they don't tell you unless you read the books, okay? Teaching about this, or you take classes on fibs, or you have some events, Fibonacci software lines. But there is actually a Fibonacci in the middle of all of these lines. And I just call that the hidden fib, okay? This line is right in the middle of all of these Fibonacci's. There's one there, and you can just eyeball it to see where it's at. Halfway between that point, halfway between this point, halfway between this point, and halfway between each of these points, there is a hidden Fibonacci. It is there. Price reacts to it. I've been looking at the charts for years. Okay, almost My birthday was the other day. What am I talking? 19 years. I'm going on 19 years trading, and I've seen, I've stared at charts for thousands of hours. I've seen this so many times. I'm telling you, don't let anyone tell you that there is no hidden fibs. There's absolutely hidden fibs, and they are right in the middle of these. And I've seen them on certain softwares and software programs, and not on others. I've also seen them in technical analysis books that I've had over the years. Um, okay, so you're going to need that. You're going to need to know that, because we're now going to go into what's actually happening today. If you're trying to make money using, on trading back and forth, you're going to, in the crypto market, you're going to absolutely need to know Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. Okay, I trade other currencies. But we follow Bitcoin because what happens in Bitcoin happens in the whole market until XRP decouples from Bitcoin. And XRP, you'll see it's acting exactly the same way. And we may get into that. But right now, I'm expecting price to move up and then come back down. We're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you how. And I'm not showing you my full charts because it'll confuse all of you guys. If I show you my full charts, it's going to look crazy. It's going to look something like this. All right, what did we see? Well, we still have higher volume. It's just lower volume on that candle, but we came down for a little bit, and then it came to test it one more time. And then what did we have? We had no demand. Look at the volume on this level. This volume compared to, we were at the same darn level here just a few days ago, but now look how much lower this volume is. That's ultra low volume on this day. When we're pushing through, that tells us that the big boys have left the party. We can expect lower prices. Okay, and that's from volume spread analysis. I recommend the group Trade Guider. They have some great software that teaches a lot of this. I was expecting other waves of selling at these levels here. Okay, this is the next core. So we had 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, up, down, here. So 2, and then there would be another one here. But if I put that next core here, what did we see in the future? Again, more reasons to sell. Look at price came right up to that one, tried to bounce through, and came right to there. Again, more reasons to sell, guys. Look at that. More reasons to sell. So if you're new to drawing, start drawing on the daily chart. Even just that alone will make you a significantly better trader, because you're going to see things you never saw before. If price were to break through these levels, I would be again looking for prices at this level. This would be the next core that I would draw. Okay, look what we see right here. Price came down to these levels, tried to sit on the line, came up, came up. Every time it touched this line, it had some support, came up. It's having some support. What's going to happen? Well, let's find out. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being patient with me in today's lesson. I hope you're learning something so far. We're now going to go over why I think price will go to 38,000 on Bitcoin. Here we go. What did we learn today? Fib and fib matches. That was the first thing. So let's take that fib, okay? Go to your fib retracement tool, and what do we start with? Core to core. That's this level right here. Core, click it. Come down to the core. What is the core of this last big run before we came up? It's here. This is the core. Okay? Now if I draw that level and I just kept it just the same as it was, and I just move it off to the side here, that calculation is set. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines from which to see if we can find a match. Let's draw the next one. Okay? This is called fib matching. Again, I don't know anyone else who does this, but I do it. Okay, so here you go. Draw at the top, came down to the core, and now we draw that line. I'm sorry, now we're doing wick to wick. Yeah. So this white to here, and now what did we see? This doesn't match. That kind of matches. This red one kind of matches this green one a little bit, but it's off a little bit. but it's enough to take note. This one I wouldn't be so concerned with because price already has hit that line. Okay, so if I was trying to draw an average between there, maybe I would put that line about right there. Okay, look at that. Maybe that's why we're seeing some other support. What did we see? Price coming up, came right up to there and stopped right on there. We see that all the time. All the time. Look at that. Look at this candle right here. Okay. Interesting, right? Let's see in any other matches. This one doesn't really match, but it's close. Okay, it's close. If we were to take a line there and see what happens, let's put a line right in between those lines just to see what would happen. Rejection off these lines. Okay, more reasons to sell at these lines, or at least reasons not to buy until price were to come clearly and sit up on top of these lines. Price needs to break through these floors, these roofs, and come and sit down. But I digress. Let's continue. This line doesn't match. This line doesn't match. But these blue ones are pretty close. Very close. And if we were making the target, I would suspect these blue ones are a pretty close match. And for right now, I'm just going to paint that blue. Okay, so we have this on a daily chart. We can get rid of these. These are lines. This price came up and it's still within trading range, but it hasn't set in one level completely because the first time it came to this line, it broke through. So I wouldn't count this one as the correct one because price broke through and then came back down. It reacted later, but that's called an exhausted line. So I cancel that. This one, price didn't even acknowledge. It just went right through it, came down, came right through it. It didn't sit and touch any of these lines almost exactly. So again, that one is exhausted. Which one has not been exhausted? That's the match. I believe it's this one. Where is it at? 38,597. Okay, let's mark that price with a price label. We'll come back down to that later. Okay, now 4-hour chart. This is the meat. This is where we do our trading at. This is where we see a lot of trades. This is how we make our money. Okay. This video is not financial advice. This video is merely for comical purposes and having fun like a game. This is just a game. Okay. I'm going to take off the volume. Click this button, object tree, volume, hide. Let's do our fib match again. Now we're going to do it one more time, guys, right on here. Let's see what happens. See what we see. Sometimes you got to get close. Look at the cores of this. Core to core. Here. Now, how come I didn't draw the core here? Well, because the core here is higher than this core. So this is the core where I'm drawing at. Okay? This line. Not this one up here. This one. Again, accuracy. I want you to be accurate when you're doing your trading. Okay? Here we go. Let's move that off to the side. Draw again. Me, I like to just simply clone, but I'll show you by drawing. So you're getting your practice. Okay, start at the top. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this. Come down here to the core. And where do the prices match? Nope. 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 This is close, but no cigar. Do you see it? Do you see where they match? I do. I hope you were paying attention in the last session. Here it is. It's the hidden fib. Halfway to here and halfway here is approximately there. Okay? Let's turn that white. What about this way? What's halfway from here to here? There. Do you see how they match? Almost exactly. So what do? We draw this. We draw it and we label it. And that's how we do it, guys. That's how we put these targets out when you're using fib matching techniques. Okay? There's no match here. The halfway point to here is here. That's not correct. This isn't a match. Neither is this. This halfway point and that halfway point. This one is a little close, about right there. This one isn't a match. Halfway. Sometimes you'll see the core of this one is halfway, but not this time. Are you watching? Are you paying attention? This is how you do it. I want you to learn this technique. We can find a lot of times where price will be exhausted. What's another reason that price may reject this line? Well, we rejected it way in the past when we were coming up here. Look at, and we didn't try to do that. We were using this run, this big run, because this is where the money was at. And so we see where the end of that money is, and it's here at this line. Price is slowly making higher lows. I think we're coming here. I think we're coming to 37,000. And I think we're actually going to spike and come right back down to this. We actually may hit the 38,000 because of the daily and the 37 here. And I have this posted in our chat room on the, I actually show the line really thick, but I'm using clean charts to show you what we're doing. Okay. What else do we see? What else do we see as a big reason on why I think price is moving up? Well, I see the sword cut here. If I draw the core to the core here, right there, do you see how this point, price cut right here? What do? We draw the pain. This is where people lost money. Okay, guys, look at that. These sellers were like saying, yeah, sell. Then more sellers came in, right at those levels. Then these sellers came in and they thought, oh yeah, we're gonna make some money. But what happens? They thought they were gonna make money going down, shorting it. Price went up. They were feeling pain. They were crying to their mamas, oh my gosh, we're losing so much money. We sold, we thought it was gonna come down here. And it's going up. Now what happens? They say if price ever comes back, I'll get out of my position if price can ever just come back, please. And it comes down. And what do? They exit their position. If they're shorting, that means they have to buy. That completes the transaction. If you understand shorting, okay, it's the same. It's the same with the selling. It's the same exact thing. And that's how we saw that price was going to react there. Okay. We knew that this would be a good buy zone. But as we saw on the daily, there was a lot of resistance. At least we made some money going up. Okay. And then we know we're going to bounce around a little bit. Will price come back and come back down? There's a lot of reasons it can. Let's see some more examples. Okay. So let's just mark that on our chart so you guys understand what's going on here. There's some other trades, core to core and wick to wick, sometimes can get you other hidden data. Wick to wick, here. Look, where was the pain on wick to wick? There. Boom. First one is exhausted. Core came up and boom, right there. Wick to wick. Buy number 2. These buys are using the sword method. Okay, I'm giving you guys gold. This is gold. Okay. Now, let's see if we can see any other things. Okay. I'm going to show you what some of the reasons why my last move was this. Our prediction was price was coming down to these levels and then price would go up. And I'm still bullish on this. But this is mostly why. if I'm drawing core to core, this bottom, I'm sorry, wick to wick, this bottom and this bottom, and I were to connect it, price is bouncing here, coming up, and then crack through this line. Because price cracked through here, we might expect some resistance at this line. Where is this line? It's right here. Let's turn that red. Okay, so we might be looking for some resistance right at that line. Okay, we're not there yet, but we could be getting there. I actually expect price to act like a magnet to these levels. Okay, what are some other things we see? I see this. Look, I see a huge sword cut. Huge. Do you see it? This big wave up here has not been exhausted. This price came down. I'm just gonna show you this. I'm gonna draw it with a little brush. Price came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, broke through. Okay, this is what happened. Where did price break through on this point? Let's look. Where did price break through on this point? Just look. Here. Huge wave, and it broke through about right there. Now, if we were more accurate, I would be drawing more accurate. That's about correct. This one right here. See how I draw that? Price would have broke through right about there. And yet, price hasn't moved up on that line. Not much. It's actually through the bottom. This tells me one of two things. Either my drawing wasn't exactly accurate, which I am now, okay, or I'm not drawing on the correct time scale, like the daily chart. I need to be drawing on the higher time frame to see that. Or, third option, it tells me that price is so weak that it has not even broken through. Okay. This is the 4-hour chart. Price should have bounced high when it went to that point. But what happened instead? Price broke through here a few days ago, July 8th. This is weak. Will price hit this 30,000? I still think so. Let's take a look deeper. Okay, and we've been waiting for this to unfold because we're really weary about selling on 30th. Selling on Sunday to Monday. Okay, because of a lot of political reasons. I'm now going to be drawing core to core, and if I'm drawing this core to this core, what do we see? Okay, I'm drawing, extending that line out, keeping it there. I see support about right here, in this area. Okay, is there support there? Maybe. Let's see, is there more weakness in this area? Let's see. Now I'm going to draw this core because I don't have another core that's lower. I'm going to draw this core like the clock. Tell you, we start with this one, then go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and you just kind of go on a clock. And I don't really think it matters the order, but look at what did we see? Wow. Do you see what I see, guys? Look at this. Core, up, core, up. And we broke through, and now what had happened? We sat here, bounced through, and now we're on the underside of this line. Look at this. All I did was connect these cores. I'm going to show you. This one, this one. Now we're on the bottom. Up, down, up, broke through the line, and now we swing up here. And what happened? Down. We predicted this one in the chat room. I told everybody, we're going down, and then we're going to go up, and then we're going to go back down again. Okay? But how far will we get? How far is this actually going to go? It's looking more and more weak by the day. My first projection was price coming up to here in this area. I'm still bullish on XRP, but my plan was right before the crash, if we can find when Bitcoin is going to crash, I'm going to sell a portion of my XRP and I'm going to buy it back when it crashes. And I believe XRP is going to fall to around 25 to 35 cents. That's what I believe is going to happen with XRP. I believe that a crash is going to happen and we're going to go down on Bitcoin. And when that happens, I'm expecting XRP to fall with it, and that will be the perfect time to invest. If we come out here and we exit for a cash position, or if we come up here over this weekend, which these are 4-hour charts, so we're talking what, July 10th, right here. Look at the time, July 10th. If we come up to here, this may not look like much, but it's a lot. Look at what is the price, 34,000. Right now we're at 33. I said to buy it down here. In our chat room, you can see our screenshots where I put the arrows and buy. I think if we come up here, we're gonna exit our position. I was hoping to get up here and then we come down, because if we come up here, we're gonna slam down. But if we come up here by Sunday, it's very possible that the big crash can happen. Over this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Monday, we may come down here and I don't think we have much time left before the big crash. I have my order entries to buy approximately 35 cents. But I would love to take some profit, exit for cash, watch price fall, okay? And this is how I do it. This is how I short, because I can't really short per se when I'm just doing Bitcoin and XRP. I don't trade them against each other. I'll just exit at the tops, let price fall, and then when I buy again, I'm accumulating double, triple, however much position I'm making. I'm able to accumulate a lot more. That's how I've been able to not even having to keep spending any more money, but just accumulating more shares of XRP all the time as price goes up and down. So again, come up here, I exit. I told everybody I would make a video about what I'm doing. This is what I'm in. When price comes there, and I'm going to confirm this tonight, I want to see heavy weakness at that level. Then I exit. Price, after that, price should fall. And I believe it's going to be the mother of all crashes. I believe we're actually going to go through this line. I don't believe it's going to hold. But if I was using a projection analysis, a quick one, I'll show you how to do that. And I did this, I believe I showed you guys this in the last video. I come up here, I get a trend line going on, okay? And I measure the last run, and then I measure it like ABC, ABC repeated. I learned this from a book. Click that line, and I just measure the tops of this line, like as if I was measuring a measuring line. This line is not accurate line. It doesn't matter. It's just a line so that I know how far where it should be falling. I take that measuring line, and what I do is I take the top of the peak, and then I double that line on that peak, and this is how it looks. Clone. See that? Down, up, down. And where does that line end? 23,000. That's the next support. That line you draw. However, something worse. That's lines within lines. Again, look at this. Look at this big wave, guys. This massive wave. We came down and then we went up. What if we did the same thing for this? And this is what I've had other analysis. I don't know what projection method they're using, but this is the one I'm using. Okay? This is why I don't think it's coming just to here and stopping for a breeze. You gotta keep looking at the big picture. This is also we posted, and I'll show you the big picture chart on here. But if I were to do that same thing again, down, up, down, ABC, ABC repeated. Look at this line now. Clone that line, and look at this projection. What is this price? 11,000? Okay. What if you're doing the full leg here? Okay? And you're doing from the floor to the top. You came down here, and now we went up here. Let's clone that line. It's a good thing you guys are getting all this practice. We put this line down here, and then what do we have? Clone it. 7,000? Is that realistic? Yes. Yes, it is. Especially in today's market. What's happening with Bitcoin? Being banned in China. Crypto's regulations coming in. I believe Bitcoin's going to maybe even zero, but the mother of all crashes is coming, and I was waiting for this all to play out. All of this. We knew in advance we're going sideways. We knew we're going to do all this. I've been posting that in the chat room. We've been going up and down and up and down, and you can make money if you know it's going up, and you can exit at the tops and buy more at the bottom. Up, down, up, down. You can make a lot of money doing that, okay? But when this is all over, this is all going to tell a story on who won the battle. If weakness is at the end run of this, then the battle is over. You already know who's going to win. We're waiting to find out who won the battle. I'm expecting right now the sellers to win for a lot of reasons, not just economic. And because of where we're sitting right now in this, all of these buyers, all of these buyers, all of these buyers, all of these buyers, they're a wave. Collectively, they are a wave. And now price is underneath. You're telling me we're going to go up? We have to beat all of these buyers, guys. All of them we have to beat. Pay attention. 1, 2, 3, 4. In addition to all of that, we have to beat these buyers who are also have not made a profit. This and this guys, they have not made a profit. These guys are wanting to get their money back. And look at this. These guys are barely making a profit. They've been slowly exiting while some came in, some came in. All of here is a bunch of losers. And now where are we at? You're telling me that we're just going to go straight up in the air with this without a real reason? XRP will, because of what XRP is and the activation. And if you don't know, you need to do your homework, because XRP is going beyond the moon. I'm telling you, XRP is going beyond the moon. But we have a lot of work to do here if we were going to exit. This is so much information that's telling us we're going down. There's not a way to beat this. Okay? This is why I'm bullish until here. I may be even bullish until here if I see that maybe price would have to do this for me. Okay? Okay, look. I'm going to show you what price would have to do for me. Price would need to come up here, sit on this, and then go up. And even then, I'm getting out there and coming down. Price has not done that yet. That's why I said we first sell, we buy for a little bit, and then we're going to sell again. Where are we going to sell? Well, right now it's looking right here at 34,500. 34,500. Mark that line. 34,500. You can mark it on your charts. I make these kind of calls all the time in our chat room. Okay? There's a lot of stuff going on here. And I want you guys to be aware of what's happening because we have a lot of work to do. I'm going to show you one last thing for this video. Okay? Using the drawings. Okay? One last thing. Look at this. Look what happened here. I'm going to draw weeks ago. Right now we're talking about this, but we already had something like that happen. Price came up, and then came down, swung right back up, weakness. And then we broke through and everybody thought, oh, those days are over. And another weakness for other reasons. Went right back into this range. These people who bought, they lost. Bought, they lost. Bought, thinking it's going to go to the moon. Lost. Now what happens? They all buyers. They have to sell at some time, guys. It wasn't all these sellers because these guys are still in range. They still haven't lost everything, but they're slowly getting impatient because they haven't turned a profit. They all bought in this range, and we have not gone to the moon. We just kept seeing more and more and more weaknesses. And that's what we see. We see weakness, 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 weakness. Down to here. I have placed these targets on our chat room down here, and I'll show you a screenshot at this time of those targets. But even though I think Bitcoin will fall that far, Bitcoin will never recover. Never. Because the new king is going to take its place. It's XRP. And I'm showing you, according to the charts, why we're bullish on a 4-hour chart. Look at that, guys. How much time is there? 3-4 days? Look at the time. To July 10th? This could happen tonight. I've had times in our chat room where I posted a target and then 2 hours later price hit that target. I posted this target again, reinforcement this morning, and we're already almost there. When price comes there, it's done. I would think. If price the highest it could go, here 37,000, peak at 38, and again done. And that's because of the fib match, like a gravity. Will the fib actually get it flash touch? I want it to. I so want it to hit that because I'm going to exit here, watch the whole thing collapse, and buy back out, and I'll be able to make even more trades. But even if you were just playing it real safe, I think 34,000. I think 34,000. Watch Bitcoin, and that's when the time to exit your. If you're buying and selling, you're surfing XRP. People say, "Oh, never sell your XRP." Well, I buy and sell XRP all the time without spending a dime more. I'm able to accumulate thousands of more shares. Okay, and you can too, if you know how to. If you know how to, read a chart. If you know how to, if you're in a good trading room or you guys are doing that, you can just leg to leg to leg to leg to leg. Do it leg to leg. Okay. This leg is only a little bit longer. Okay. So you guys kind of know what we're talking about. This is something you may see. If you're new to cryptocurrency, you're going to see something like this. Your squiggly lines going up and down. This is your squiggly line. Well, I'm telling you, watch that squiggly line for 34,523. Okay? Around that area. I always safe and exit just a little bit before. Maybe 34,400, 34,500. After that, you're on your own. If you want to be in a bullish position, you're on your own. And if you have XRP, even if you're just holding it, you're going to make a lot of money. But I'm letting everyone know, XRP is absolutely going to crash first. I told a very close relative of mine, I was like, hey, you're gonna make a lot of money with your XRP, but first it's gonna crash and you're gonna panic. Don't you cry when it goes to 25 cents. It has to. Okay, it has to. After that, it may last a day, a night, it could be a week. I don't think it's gonna be longer than a week. and then you're going to the moon. But not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going down. And there's so much weakness on these charts. It's unreal. Will we get to 37? I hope so. Um, will we see rejection here? I'm almost certain. As we even just going over this class, I was like, wow, there's one more even more rejection than I even noticed previously. I'll be watching this tonight, and if I see the volume showing me, I'm going to put my arrow as a sell here. I want to see what happens first at this line. If price bounces up and comes down, we're going up here. If price came up and swing and came up here, then we're going up. But if price rejects against that line, I know that's the time for the crash, and it's over. That's it. Game over. We won't get to 38. We won't get to 37 at all. At all. If price comes rejects and it comes back down to even just right there, you'll have full confirmation that you're not going higher. We would actually have needed prices to do a crazy swing up and sit on those lines and come. But as it is, I'm telling you, all this wave is done. This wave, all up, down, up, all of that's over. Look, look with your own eyes. Up, up. We broke through. And now we're swinging up. Where are we going to swing up to? The sword cut. And this is the final nail in the coffin. So we still have a few more hours. Right now it's at 33.988. Okay, 13, and then we're gonna hit approximately 34. So watch that. You'll know exactly what to do with XRP because XRP has not decoupled. I may do another video about the actual charts on XRP, but for now, I have not done that. And I thank everyone for watching. Come to our chart channel. You'll actually see me daily. I'll be posting the before and the after charts. I usually put the pin the most recent charts, and they look something like you'll see it in the chart room if you just join us on Telegram. And I thank everyone for watching, and I hope you all learned something today. I really, really, really hope, and thank you all. May God bless you all, and have a good day.